Welcome back to another Madden 21 video. I have you guys here today. Now today it's going to be another fantasy style rebuild, this time of the Arizona Cardinals. Now I did two realistic rebuilds in a row, so I figured why not get back to the fantasy style ones. But if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, if this is the first time you are visiting, I would massively appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button down below. And if you end up enjoying this video in particular, it would also be much appreciated if you could hit that like button, as a dog starts barking directly when I start recording. Like, he wasn't barking 10 minutes ago when I was setting everything up. I don't know why this always happens, but you know, it's life. I kind of feel like making this video very Blockbuster trade heavy. I kind of feel like making a couple huge trades this first season, because I think this team is already very good. I don't think it's going to take all that much to get them into the postseason, and I think I can probably do that year one if the sim goes my way. But anyway, let's start talking about the team. Kyler Murray is the starting quarterback. He is still a very young quarterback, and he also has superstar development at a 79 overall. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL on the ground. 91 speed, 94 acceleration, 93 change of direction. He's also really good through the air, so hopefully he's gonna, go off for us. I feel like he will. At running back, they do have Kenyon Drake, who isn't too bad, but he doesn't have too much more room to grow. I kind of feel like trading for a new running back. Kenyon Drake certainly is not a bad option. Chase Edmonds is also pretty good, but I kind of feel like getting a stud running back this first season. Of course, they have one of the best receivers in football in DeAndre Hopkins as their #1 receiver. Obviously, it doesn't drop like any passes. 97 catching, 99 catch in traffic, 99 spec catch is fantastic when it comes to route running. Also, he's not slow at all. 91 speed, 91 acceleration, a pretty good combination. 99 jumping, 99 release. Of course, he is ridiculous. They also have one of my favorite players of all time, Larry Fitzgerald. His hair is not looking right. Don't know what that's all about, but Larry Fitzgerald is a monster. Not as much anymore, but of course, he's one of the best receivers in NFL history across his long career so far. 97 catching, still doesn't drop like any passes. Not what he used to be, but hopefully we can get him maybe like a Super Bowl win, or at least like one last shot at the playoffs before he decides to retire. Christian Kirk isn't a bad receiver either. Very young, 23 years old, 78 overall with that star development. I think he's going to be fairly easy to develop. We also have Andy Isabella, who isn't too bad down there. The offensive line is not very good on this team. I'm looking to trade for a particular offensive lineman. I'm sure you guys know who it is. Max Williams is a starting tight end. He's also not super good, but he's not too bad. I wouldn't mind replacing him after this season, though. And then defensively, we have some studs on this side of the ball. Budda Baker at strong safety, superstar development for him. Chandler Jones, I feel like finally getting that respect he deserves with his overall. He's a 94 overall. I'm going to go over his stats really quickly because he is one of the most consistent edge rushers in football. So 2 seasons with 6 sacks. Every other season he had at least 10.5, with some ridiculous seasons in there. 17 sacks a few years ago, 19 sacks last year, 13 sacks, 12.5. He is a very good player, and he's been consistently one of the best defensive ends for a very long time. But he is going to be regressing for us, which does kind of suck, but I'm definitely not going to be trading him. They also have Devon Kennard, opposite of Chandler Jones. Devon Kennard's nothing special. He's not horrible, though. But he is 29 years old with normal development, so we're probably going to be trading him. Jordan Hicks, Devondre Campbell are the middle linebackers for this team. Jalen Thompson at free safety. Not too bad. He's still very young. Maybe we can get him some snaps. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with him. But they do have Patrick Peterson, Byron Murphy, and Dre Kirkpatrick at cornerback. I'm looking to get some different corners at some point in the future. Corners are pretty hard to trade for, so I'll probably just, look to the draft. Zach Allen, Corey Peters, and Jordan Phillips are the defensive linemen. I kind of want to replace all of these guys. Zach Allen's the youngest, right? Yeah, 23 years old. He's not too bad. Corey Peters isn't bad, but he's old. 32 years old for him. And then Jordan Phillips isn't great. Star development is pretty nice, but he is already 27, so I don't really think he has too much room to develop. And then also, we can't forget about this man, Isaiah Simmons. This team's first-round selection from this most recent draft. They have him listed at strong safety, but I think I'm going to move him to middle linebacker. I feel like linebackers develop a lot better in simulation. Of course, he is super versatile. He can play so many different positions on defense. I'm going to have him be a middle linebacker for us. I like the safety duo as of now. I might even go out and trade for another safety because Budda Baker is also quite versatile. I can have him play free safety if I really want him to. But Isaiah Simmons is going to be the middle linebacker for the future of this team. I already know what his development trait is. I'm not going to reveal it just yet in case you guys don't know. But I'm looking for him to potentially even go up in development trait throughout the course of this rebuild and probably progress at least close to a 90 by the end of it. I think at middle linebacker, he has much more potential to do that than he would have had at strong safety. But anyway, let's go ahead, start with these trades. Of course, one final time, this is just a reminder. This is a fantasy style rebuild. Anything goes. I'm going to be trading a good bit of this team away for some draft picks, for some superstar players, all that good stuff, but let's get started here. The first trade here is going to be Fitz, Max Williams, and Corey Peters for the Patriots' first-round draft pick in J.C. Jackson, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this first-round draft pick in another trade. Okay, so here is the first blockbuster trade I had in mind. I'm giving the Seahawks Jordan Phillips, Justin Pugh, and that draft pick I just traded for Jamal Adams. Now, I could not get this to go through without getting rid of a first-round draft pick just with the pieces on this team, so I decided just to go out and trade for another draft pick and use it in the trade. This also means that Budda Baker is going to slide to free safety, and Jamal Adams will stay at strong. The next blockbuster trade is going to be Dre Kirkpatrick, Kelvin Beachum, and Devondre Campbell for Saquon Barkley. I'm sure you guys all figured out by now that I was going to trade for Quentin Nelson, but Devon Kennard and Chase Edmonds will get this trade to go through. Now, I think I'm just going to trade for a couple first-round draft picks, probably like 2, but the first one here is going to be with the Jaguars. J.R. Sweezy, Marcus Gilbert, and Kenyon Drake are heading to Jacksonville. One final trade here for the Titans' first-round draft pick. Now, this draft pick probably won't be too good, but I'm really not in a position to get anyone else's first-rounder, so Angelo Blackson, Robert Alford, and a 4th next year. We'll get that done. I'm going to go out and sign Ron Leary to the team. He's going to help out this offensive line quite a bit, and I'm hoping we can make some push for the playoffs this season. Okay, then after that free agent signing, the team is complete for the first season. And it's an 81 overall, 81 offense, 83 defense. Now, we traded for a lot of studs, but there are still some pretty big holes on this team. The offensive line still isn't great. We're going to need a new right guard after the season because Ron Leary is not the long-term option there. At right guard. Lamont Gaylord is okay at center. Josh Jones okay at right tackle. DJ Humphries okay at left tackle. All those guys I wouldn't mind replacing at some point in the future. We can also use a new tight end, but at least we have a really solid core on the offense. We have Kyler Murray, Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Hopkins, Quentin Nelson. Some really, really good players at those positions. And then on defense, we now have Jamal Adams starting at strong safety. Budda Baker did move to free safety. Isaiah Simmons is going to be a beast one day for this team. We could really badly use some defensive linemen, but hopefully I can target that in the draft. We added J.C. Jackson onto the team, helping out this cornerback core quite well. Him and Byron Murphy are going to be good for a long time. Patrick Peterson is probably going to regress at some point in the future, in the near future, so we're going to have to look to get a new cornerback probably in this draft. But I like the outlook of this team. Sorry if you guys aren't for the superstar trades and whatnot, but I figured why not go ahead and, make a rebuild where I trade for a lot of studs. I haven't done that in a while, so I figured it was definitely due. Yeah, so the team is not performing well. Pretty interesting that it's not. I get we don't have the best depth at some of these positions, but I figured we'd have a good enough team to at least perform this year. Whatever. I mean, it's a rebuild for a couple seasons, so maybe we can get back on the right track at some point in the future. But quickly, let's go over the development trait of Isaiah Simmons. For those of you who do not know, the middle linebacker has superstar development, which is going to be fantastic. I guess we signed Gerald McCoy. I mean, sure. I didn't do that. I signed a couple random free agents, and he was not one of them, but whatever. I guess we'll keep him as the #1 defensive tackle. The computer's just going to keep re-signing him anyway, so whatever. I'll just let it happen. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to bring him back anyway. But Patrick Peterson needs to come back to the team. I don't know if I want to do this. I probably should for one more season, just in case we don't get another good cornerback. J.C. Jackson, I do want long-term. Larry Fitzgerald, I think I'm just going to let retire. Andy Lee, I can replace. Hassan Reddick, I think I can replace as well. Zane Gonzalez. Same thing, it goes for him. Okay, I think we can replace a lot of these guys, but I will be bringing back J.C. Jackson right now. I'll give Patrick Peterson a contract at the end of the season. Alright, so we did not make the playoffs. That's very, very upsetting. I was trying to this season. We finished 7-9 at the bottom of the NFC West. How did Kyler Murray do this season, though? 4,233 yards, 32 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Not a bad season. Perfectly fine with that. Saquon Barkley, 5.1 yards per carry. Only 5 touchdowns, though. Eno Benjamin ended up with 9. I don't know how he got more than Saquon, but alright. Receiving-wise, DeAndre Hopkins, over 1,000 yards. Larry Fitzgerald, actually almost 1,000 yards. Christian Kirk at 9 touchdowns. Jordan Thomas, 7 touchdowns. So not the best season, like, offensively. Also, DJ Humphries was quite bad. We have to replace him for sure. Defensively, 125 tackles there for Isaiah Simmons. We have 12 tackles for loss for Hassan Reddick. We have 7 sacks for Chandler Jones, 4 for Zach Allen. Interceptions, we have 6 for Patrick Peterson, 3 for J.C. Jackson, 2 for Jamal Adams, and then 1 for Isaiah Simmons, Jordan Hicks, Byron Murphy, and Buda Baker. We have 1 defensive touchdown from Patrick Peterson. We have 1 safety, and we have a blocked kick. We were 6th in the NFL in offense in terms of yardage, and then defensively, we were 25th. Okay, well, the offense, I guess, wasn't bad if you consider the yardage, and the defense was actually quite poor. Whatever. Kyler Murray at number 3 for MVP, though. That's pretty cool. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Matt Ryan. Kyler Murray, though, at number 2. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Khalil Mack. Isaiah Simmons is not on this list. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Jalen Reagor. Eno Benjamin, though, at number 5. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Isaiah Simmons. Okay. Maybe he can go up to Superstar X Factor. He had a lot of tackles, so there's definitely potential for that. I guess all those superstar trades didn't really pay off for this first season, but you know what happens. Now the Browns and the Packers are in the Super Bowl. Let me spend these scouting points, and I'll let you know who wins. My money is, of course, on the Browns. I always bet on them whenever they are in the Super Bowl. Let's see if they do win. They do not. 41-35. The Packers are going to win. Now let's check out development trade upgrades. Kyler Murray could be up to Superstar X Factor. He is not, but that's fine. Larry Fitzgerald did end up retiring. I kind of figured that would happen. Jordan Thomas is actually up in development trait. He's actually not too bad then. He's up to a 72. He's 25 years old. Okay, maybe we can continue using him at tight end. I don't know. This tight end class is very bad. Defensively then, anybody up in development trait? Hassan Reddick is up, and I think Patrick Peterson is as well. That's cool to see Pat Pete up in development trait. But Hassan Reddick, maybe we bring him back to the team now? There are some really good pass rushers in this class, though. And I don't really like him pass rushing too much. I don't really like him off the ball either. So I don't think I'm going to bring him back to the team. I definitely think we're going to go outside linebacker in the draft. Okay, so this team I think is going to get much better after this season. And then I think we should totally be in the playoffs this next year. But Patrick Peterson, he played really well. I probably should give him at least a 1-year contract. Let's do that. I'm going to up this a little bit just to make sure he accepts. Let's go 7.5, and let's go 4.5. If not, I can always try to franchise tag him. He's not interested in signing. I guess we will go ahead and franchise tag him. I'm actually not going to franchise tag him. I feel like we can land him in free agency. I think his age is going to make teams not really go after him. Jordan Thomas, though, I will give a contract to if he wants it. He's coming back to the team for a couple more seasons. So if I don't manage to get a different tight end, at least we have a solid starting option. Let's go ahead and hop into free agency, though. I'm looking for defensive line, offensive line, and of course, Patrick Peterson. But let's see who is available. Trent Williams is the top free agent. I think he would be huge on this team because DJ Humphries was not good. So I think Trent Williams would be a massive addition to this squad. I'm going to try to get him on the team if I can. Okay, so the game is like glitching out right now. I can't click on any of these players. I don't really know why. That's kind of strange. I'm going to leave the franchise and come back and see if that fixes it. If not, maybe we can't get any free agents. Okay, there we go. Now we can click on these players, finally. So Trent Williams, I definitely want to give a contract to. Let's go like 8.5 mil. What is that up to then? 97 points. 98 points for the Colts there. So let's go into the hundreds for sure on him. 102 total points. I'm going to go up a little bit more. We have a lot of money, and it's only a 2-year contract, so it's not going to be a massive cap hit for us in the long run. 104 points I am good with. And then cornerback. We're going to need at least Patrick Peterson back on the team. He's actually getting a contract. I didn't expect him to, but I will try to outbid the Browns here. That's 100 total points. I'm good with that for one more season. Okay. And then defensive line is still very much an issue on this team. I want to draft a lot of D linemen, but I wouldn't mind just signing some random guys who could start here for us in case we don't get any guys in the draft. I don't want to go after like Sheldon Rankins because he is going to be decently expensive. But let's just land like a couple of these pretty solid guys who can just play for this next season. Like Malik Jackson, I wouldn't mind giving a contract to for like 1 season. All right, let's head into the next week. Let's see how many of these players we ended up getting. So we got Patrick Peterson. We did not get Trent Williams, but we did get Dontari Poe, and we got Taylor Moton. That really sucks that we didn't get Trent Williams, man. I was looking forward to having him on the team. Let's load into the 2021 NFL Draft. We have the 5th overall pick, and I think like the 10th, and then something else. Let me check out the last one. We have the 5th, 10th, and 11th. Okay, so I'm looking at interior D-line in the early first round for sure. Let me also just take a quick look at cornerback. I didn't really look at them too much. Maurice Bonner looks really good, actually, in the 2nd round. We should be able to land him. Probably only has normal development, though. Okay, so I think I'm comfortable to at least skip to pick at number 5. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I certainly want Antoine Rosenthal. There was a really good draft story about him, so I have to be sure to take him. Ricky Hightower also looks really good. I think I have to take him right now. Also, Thomas Holloman looks really solid. Early first-round talent for him. But I do think Ricky Hightower is going to be the selection right now. 77 with normal. He's the best player in this entire class. Sadly, though, only with normal development. Hopefully that does go up throughout the course of this rebuild, but he does have some really good stats. I have high hopes for this guy. I think he's going to develop really well. Okay, so I kind of figured I'd have to trade up at some point in order to get this outside linebacker, so I'm doing that right now. I'm giving Washington DJ Humphries the 11th overall pick and a 3rd round draft pick next year. We don't have many draft picks for next year, but I think that's fine. We are definitely going to take this outside linebacker right now. I imagine he at least has hidden development trait. There's a positive draft story about him at week 3, so I'm anticipating a lot for this guy. Here we go. Welcome to the team. 77, and he does have hidden. Rank number 2, but that's actually tied with the guy we drafted before, so technically he is like the best player in this class as well. 84 speed, 92 acceleration, 80 finesse moves, 74 block shed. This guy's going to be a really good speed rusher here for us. Now we will simulate to pick number 10, and I'm not sure who to go with at this selection, but let's just check out who is still available. Rudy Reese is a pretty good looking player, mid 1st round talent. He's actually really fast. He would be pretty solid on the D-line, I think. I think I might go with the center at this point because we still really badly need offensive linemen. This guy's an early 1st round talent, mid 2nd round projection. We probably can't wait until the mid 2nd round, but he'd be a really good selection right now. Maybe we can even trade this pick away and get that guy later while also piling on some more draft picks. There are some good players still left here, though. I kind of still want Maurice Bonner. He looks like a pretty solid option. Early 2nd round projection. I don't really want to trade up again, though. This guy skipped the combine. I'd love to take him at some point, but I just don't think we're going to be able to. Let's go ahead and see if we can trade this pick away and acquire some draft picks for next year and maybe still a 1st round draft pick for this year. That is not going to be an option because the trade down options right now are all terrible. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead now and take that center. He's not going to be a bad draft pick because he is an early 1st round talent. I could probably manually trade this one away, but whatever. Nick Griggs, welcome to the team. 75 overall, normal development, ranked number 6, took him at number 10. This guy's going to play obviously somewhere on the offensive line. I'm not sure if he'll stay at center. He might move to guard. I'm not exactly sure just yet. Now here in the mid 2nd round, I really want a linebacker or a corner. Now the corner's going to be taken. He would have been a really good selection for us, but I didn't really want to trade up again. I'm going to go with Patrick Reisner. 4.48 speed. This man can fly. He's 6'3", late 1st round talent, so I'm expecting him to be like a 72 overall. He's a 71 with normal, but he's ranked number 25. We took him at number 43, and he can move very well. 88 speed, 81 tackling, 90 acceleration. This guy's probably going to play middle linebacker. Hopefully he goes up in development trait, but this also allows us to trade Jordan Hicks. Now, potentially for another offensive lineman or maybe a defensive lineman. Or maybe even just a draft pick we can trade Jordan Hicks for. We'll figure it out. I think I'm going to trade this draft pick away, actually. Maybe try to get some stuff for next year. Because I don't have too many more players scouted at the moment. We can get a 3rd round draft pick next year from the Texans. We can also get a 3rd next year from the Seahawks, along with a 5th this year, 3rd and a 4th. 3rd from the Ravens, 3rd from the Rams. 49ers are also offering that. The Dolphins. That's a 3rd round draft pick this year. Okay, interesting value. I think I'm going to go with the Dolphins. The Dolphins are typically still really bad in simulation after this season, so I'm good with that 3rd round draft pick. It should be a pretty high 3rd round draft pick. Now let's simulate to the 5th round. I'm also expecting to have a bit more players scouted next year at this point. But let's see who's still on the draft board, if anyone at all. We have one tight end still on the draft board. It's Tyler Bullocks. Sure, dude, you're on the team. 66, but he actually has hidden development trait. Okay. So I think we start this guy. You know, our tight end played well last year, but I feel like Bullocks can do just as well, and he already at least has the same development trait, so I'm good to start him. Also, I'm pretty certain I got a hidden development tight end at some point this year, and he had superstar development. He was like a late round guy like that as well, so I'm perfectly fine to start that guy. And now we have nobody left. Might as well try to look at the trade down options, maybe get a 4th round draft pick here for this next season. A 4th round draft pick is being offered by the Titans, by the Packers, the 49ers, and the Falcons. I'm going to go with the Titans. I don't think they played too well last year, because I'm pretty sure we had their 1st round draft pick, and we had some pretty good draft picks this season, so I'm good to trade away with them. And then the 7th round selection, I will just go ahead and take this one. Why not? Let's just take a shot in the dark, see who we can find. Maybe a random running back with a good combine. Dante Watkins. Sure, dude. 61 with normal. Okay. Not a terrible player, but obviously he's also not great. He probably won't even make like the final roster of this team. I think this draft went pretty well. We got a couple hidden development trait players, which is always nice to see. We got 2 77s, a 75, a 71, a 66, and a 61. So definitely could have been a lot worse. But we do have at least 2 of the top players in the class. There are actually only 2 77s, and we got both of them. Pretty nice there. Thomas Holloman looks like a really good player. I was thinking about taking him for sure. He's a 76 overall. Damian Caldwell looks pretty good. Let me check out this one corner, though, if I can find him. It is Maurice Bonner. 74 overall, only normal development trait. Okay, kind of happy I didn't end up taking him. But yeah, I still think we did pretty well in this draft. Hopefully, this makes the team a lot better. One quick trade here before I go over the teams. Antari Poe, Jordan Hicks, and a 4th-round draft pick next year will get me Matthew Ioannidis. All right, so the team heading into this next season is an 85 overall, 85 offense, 85 defense. And the offense just got better, in my opinion. We added Taylor Moton. He's going to be playing left tackle here for us. We also have a new tight end. Tyler Bullocks, he has a ton of potential just because of his hidden development trait. Sadly, no more Larry Fitzgerald, but it's fine. I still think this offense can perform well without him. We also have Griggs here starting at center. 75 overall for him, certainly not bad. On the defense then, we have a new middle linebacker. I also desperately need to sign some backups, but I will get to that. Matthew Ioannidis joins the team at defensive tackle. We have Rosenthal starting at right outside linebacker. This team is actually looking pretty solid, but let me go ahead, sign some backups, and then I will advance to the midseason mark. Okay, so we turned it around quite well from last year. The team right now is 5-2, and the 49ers are definitely struggling. We are in first place in the NFC West. Similar record there to the Seahawks. The Rams are 3-4. Let's go ahead and check out the development trait, though, of this outside linebacker. I'm really excited to see what he has. Hopefully it is more than star, and he is a superstar. That is fantastic. I also moved him to left outside linebacker because he is a scheme fit over here. And also the tight end, I saw this just a second ago, has star development. I'm still going to let him go as the #1 tight end for this season. Maybe he can develop into a god. You never know. But Jamal Adams needs to come back to the team. That is for sure. He's going to be pretty expensive. Chandler Jones, I wouldn't mind giving a small contract to. Patrick Peterson, once again, I'm going to wait on. Christian Kirk, I would like back on the roster. And that is actually it. Actually, we have Blake Gillikin on the team. Let's go. I should bring him back. We made the playoffs this season, finishing 11-5 on top of the NFC West. The Seahawks 9-7, Rams 8-8, 49ers 6-9-1. Kyler Murray, 4,124 yards, 33 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Not the best season. I guess it's not awful, but I definitely want those picks a bit lower. Saquon Barkley, 5.7 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns, 1,400 yards flat. Benjamin, 5 touchdowns. Kyler Murray's not running the ball, I feel like, as much as he would in real life, or as well as he, does in real life. Receiving, Christian Kirk had a crazy season. DeAndre Hopkins over 1,100 yards, and the rookie tight end gets 6 touchdowns. Definitely not bad. The tackles are struggling still a little bit, but I feel like tackles almost always struggle, so I don't really know what to do. Maybe we can try to upgrade a little bit more in this offseason. 104 tackles here for Isaiah Simmons. We have 12 tackles for loss for Matthew Ioannidis. For sacks, we have 11 for Chandler Jones, 7.5 for Ricky Hightower, and then 6 for Antoine Rosenthal. Interceptions, we have 4 for Byron Murphy, 3 for Budda Baker, 2 for Patrick Peterson, 1 for Chandler Jones and Rosenthal. Interesting to see the 2 pass rushers getting interceptions. Also, Ricky Hightower gets 1, a 3-4 D end. Yeah, sure, why not? Jamal Adams, Isaiah Simmons, J.C. Jackson, Frankie Louvu, and Tay Davis all get 1 as well. Louvu, I think, is also another pass rusher, so interesting to see those numbers there. Defensive touchdowns, we have 1 for Patrick Peterson. We have no safeties, and we do not have any blocked kicks. So this year, we were 5th in the NFL on offense. And then defensively, we were 3rd. Okay, so the team looks much better than they were last year. Cam Newton is going to win MVP, and the Patriots tied twice. Very, very interesting. We do have Kyler Murray at number 10, so not too bad, I guess. Russell Wilson, NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Kyler Murray at number 4. Defensive Player of the Year is Eric Kendricks. Nobody from the Cardinals on this list. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Adrian Kavanaugh. Tyler Bullocks, though, the tight end at number 3. We have Zach Drummond at number 7. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Ricky Hightower, the defensive end. Let's go. Antoine Rosenthal at number 2. And then we have Patrick Reisner, the linebacker, at number 7. All right, let's go. I'm excited to see where these rookies are going to be after this season. I feel like maybe a few of them have a chance to go up in development trait. But let's quickly check out the overall of the Falcons. They are an 80. We are chilling at an 88 overall. We should totally have this game, but of course nothing is guaranteed here in Madden. Let's advance to the divisional round. Let's see if we won. We did win, 38-15, and now we have to take on the Dallas Cowboys, one of the best teams in this entire game. They're an 84 overall. They have a slightly better record just by a tie. They are 11-4-1. Let's go to the conference championship and let's see who we have to take on if we're in this game. We are going to beat the Cowboys and we have to go up against the Rams. This also means that 3 teams from this division made the playoffs. Let's check out what their overall is. The Rams certainly aren't bad. Of course, Aaron Donald is ridiculous, in my opinion, the best player in football. They're an 82 overall. We are an 88 still. The experience points are being automatically spent throughout these weeks. So the team is getting slightly better each week. Let's go to the Super Bowl, and let's see if we are in this game. We are in the Super Bowl, and we have to go up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let me just quickly check out development trade upgrades before we hop into this game, just so I don't forget, because I feel like whenever I'm in the Super Bowl, I always forget. Christian Kirk is up in development trade. He has superstar development now. Bullocks did not go up. Didn't really expect him to, but we'll still keep my eye out on him. Defensively, the outside linebacker did not go up in development trade, but Hightower did, and it also says he has hidden. That's just a really strange look, but I'm pretty sure he just went up to star development. I guess we'll see this after this week. I don't know why that still happens. It's pretty strange. The middle linebacker did not go up in development trade, but that is fine. I don't think anyone else did, but the team is looking pretty solid at the moment. Let's go ahead and check out the overall of the Chiefs. They are, of course, an incredibly good team. They're an 84 overall. We still have the overall advantage. I'm going to hop into this one and super sim it this way. All right, so the game is not really too close at the moment. It is 30-14, 30-22. Got the 2-point conversion, 30-28. Actually kind of brought it back quite well. 37-31. We're not going to be able to win this game. I didn't think hopping in would have done too much there. Honestly, the offense was kind of cooking near the end of the game. I didn't want to break the momentum. But sadly, we cannot win the Super Bowl. We got fairly close, though. Kyler Murray throwing 4 touchdown passes. But hopefully we can, make it back to the Super Bowl one of these next couple seasons. Let's go ahead, advance by, and check out who we still have to bring back to the team. Of course, we're going to have Patrick Peterson. We're going to have Chandler Jones. I do want both of these guys back on the roster. Let's just see what their overalls are down to at the moment. Chandler Jones is an 87. I don't want to give him a 3-year contract, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get him for anything less than that. I'll try a 1-year contract. This is probably not going to work, but we'll see what happens. He's just going to test out free agency. I could tag him for $20.8 million, but I don't really want to do that. I'm going to try to sign him in free agency if I can. Patrick Peterson, I'm going to lob 1 more contract out as well. He's probably going to reject this. He will reject it. Maybe we can try to get him back in free agency as well. I don't really think I'm going to bring anyone else back to the team. Blake Gillikin is enticing just because he did go to Penn State. I'll give him this contract. Why not? He's coming back to the team. Sure. Looks nothing like him, but whatever. We're chilling. Let's hop into free agency then. Let's see who is available. We should still have a lot of money to spend here. We have $42.82 million. The top free agent, of course, is Jair Alexander. Oh, J.J. Watt would be super useful on this team. Mitchell Schwartz would be super useful on this team. Fred Warner, I'm going to say it again, would be super useful on this team. Okay, we need a lot of these guys. I'm trying to make this team into a god squad if I can. I feel like spending a lot of money right now. So I think I'm going to go after these 3 players, J.J. Watt, Mitchell Schwartz, and Fred Warner, if we have enough money. Okay, I was able to get a contract to go through with Chandler Jones, Fred Warner, and Mitchell Schwartz. I can't go after J.J. Watt, very sadly. I tried to cut some players and make some money, but I could not make enough. But it's fine. I could go after Harold Landry instead of Chandler Jones, but honestly, I think I'd rather have Chandler Jones on the team right now. Because I do only plan on going like 1 or 2 more seasons, so I'm good with Chandler Jones. I kind of want him to retire as a Cardinal as well. Let's see if we can get him on the roster, though. We got Mitchell Schwartz. We got Chandler Jones. It's a really good start. We did not hear back from Fred Warner, and we are actually still the only team bidding on Fred Warner. I don't understand how. We are going to land Fred Warner as well. Okay, this team is looking very scary. All right, let's load into the 2022 NFL Draft. I don't really need any position in particular. We also don't have many draft picks. I'm going to simulate straight to my first round draft pick. It is number 31 overall. And with this pick, I think I might go tight end because there's a really solid looking tight end in this class, and he should still be available at the moment. It is this guy, Monte McElroy. He looks really good. But let me just go ahead and check a couple other positions before I select him. I didn't really see anyone else I'd rather have, so Monte McElroy is on the team. He's a 75 with normal, the 8th best player in this entire class. 84 speed, 86 catching, 85 acceleration. Okay, so now I know I keep changing my tight ends, but he is going to start for this next season. Now here in the second round, I might just take a huge risk and go after a corner. Actually, hang on a second. There's still a quarterback left. J.J. Gallagher. He's going to be a great selection for someone who needs a quarterback. But I think I might go with DeMarcus Kelly, because why not? He skipped the combine. We're going to take a risk on him. Let's see what he's all about. He's a 68, so not a good draft pick, but he's not horrible, I guess. I figured why not? Maybe he had potential to be like a first-round talent. I didn't scout him at all, so we knew absolutely nothing about that guy. But now in the third round, I think I might go defensive tackle. There were a couple good-looking defensive tackles supposed to go in the first round, and I think we should be able to land at least one of them. Okay, so we have Brendan Drake, a mid-first-round talent. We have Connor Phelps, a late-first-round talent, and that is it. So Brendan Drake is on the team. 73, and he has hidden. Okay, so he's going to be starting probably at defensive end, where Zach Allen was these last 2 seasons, because this guy at least has star development, so I'll take it. Let's just consult the draft board here in the 4th round. I threw a couple players on it before the draft began. We have a couple running backs, a fullback, another defensive tackle, and a middle linebacker. I think I'm going to take a running back here. I know the defensive tackle is going to be better, but I could kind of use a backup running back at the moment. Early 2nd round talent for Harold Knott, late 2nd round talent for the other guy, so we're going to go with Knott. 71 overall, normal development trait. Certainly not a bad running back at all. 90 speed, 90 acceleration, 81 trucking. Okay, he's going to be a really solid backup there to Saquon. Now in the 5th round, if that defensive tackle is still here, I will certainly go ahead and take him. If not, we'll probably just go with the fullback. Let's check it out though. The defensive tackle is gone. We're going to go with the fullback, Philip Wheeler. 71 overall, normal development trait. All right, a beastly fullback. 87 lead block, 84 strength, 84 trucking. Definitely a really solid option there at fullback. I'm just going to go ahead and sim to the end of the draft now. I think this draft went pretty well, especially since we didn't really have any good draft picks. We got a 75, a 68, a 73, 2 71s, and the computer snagged me a 61 and a 66. Let's go ahead and check out who the best player in this entire class was, though. There's a strong safety who's a 79. Actually, 2 79 overall players. Jerry Long is one of them. Only normal development there for the running back, but it looks like a really solid option for the Lions. And then Jarius Willis, also only normal development trait. Tyrese Charles, Keelan McDaniels, Corey Bonds all look like pretty good players. Let me find the Heisman winner. It is Larry Curtis. Hidden development trait for him, 94 speed, 90 acceleration, 86 catching. It said he won the Heisman on both sides of the ball. Let me just go ahead and check his coverage ability. I just want to see if maybe they changed this. Probably not, but let's see if he has any kind of coverage ability. Yeah, this guy definitely did not win a Heisman on defense because his man and zone coverage are both in the 40s. Whatever, I guess I still didn't change that. He does have superstar X Factor, though. Finally, the Packers draft a receiver for Aaron Rodgers. I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is still the quarterback. So maybe for Jordan Love, I don't know, but that guy's going to be a beast alongside Devontae Adams. This offensive lineman the computer drafted actually has hidden development trait. That's pretty cool. He's not going to play, but I guess he's not a bad depth player. All right, so for the next season, the team is an 88 overall, 89 offense, 88 defense. Now this has potential to be the final season in this rebuild. If we can do well in the playoffs, I might end it after this one. But the offense is still looking really solid. We got a new right tackle, a 93 overall Mitchell Schwartz. We also have a new tight end, so the offense definitely just got better. And then defensively, we added a new defensive tackle. Matthew Ioannidis is going to be playing left end. We could technically use a third cornerback, but I'm actually okay with a 68 overall player playing down there. Is this the rookie? It is. Okay, so that's fine. I'm good with that. But the rest of the defense looks amazing. Fred Warner joins the team, so he's going to be very good alongside Isaiah Simmons. This side of the ball is looking quite good. All right, so I simulated straight to the end of the season, and we are not in the playoffs. We finished 6-9-1. That is very, very upsetting. Kyler Murray, though, had a pretty good season. 4,326 yards, 33 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Saquon Barkley, 1,261 yards, 5.8 yards per carry, 12 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins and Christian Kirk each had over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, though, for Kirk. Good season by the rookie tight end as well. The offensive line played really well. I don't know what went wrong with this team. Fred Warner, 127 tackles. We have 15 tackles for loss for Rosenthal and Ioannidis. 2 players with 7 sacks. It's Chandler Jones and Brendan Drake, the rookie. 6.5 sacks for 2 players as well. We have 4 picks for Byron Murphy, 2 picks for Fred Warner, 1 for Jamal Adams, J.C. Jackson, and Buda Baker. I don't think we're going to have too much money this year, so this is going to be an interesting offseason. No touchdowns, no safeties, and we don't have any blocked kicks. We were 3rd in the NFL in offense in terms of yardage. Defense was probably really bad then. Yeah, 24th. Okay, that makes sense. Patrick Mahomes is going to win MVP. Kyler Murray, though, at number 6. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Zeke with Kyler Murray at number 2. Defensive Player of the Year is Demario Davis. Fred Warner, though, at number 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Mateo Medina. Monte McElroy, the tight end, at number 3. We also have Harold Knott at number 8, the backup running back. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Nick Vereen. Brendan Drake at number 2. We also have DeMarcus Kelly at number 8. All right, well, this was kind of a disappointing season. Let's simulate straight to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is between the Browns and the Packers again. Let me turn on auto scouting, and then we can advance by this game. All right, so I think the Browns are going to win. They lost last time, but I'm not going to doubt them again, okay? The Browns are going to win, 31-28, and there's almost no way we can bring all these players back to the team. Quentin Nelson is the top free agent. Actually, before I make myself very sad, by looking at the money situation. Let's see who went up in development trait. On the offense, I don't believe anyone is up in development trait. McElroy did not go up, sadly. He's a 78 though, so he's not too bad. Drake has a star development here on the defense, and I don't think anyone is up in development trait. We haven't really gotten too many players progressing with their development traits, but it's all right. It happens. Let's see if we can bring back at least the really important players to this team, like Quentin Nelson and Saquon Barkley. I also really want Mitchell Schwartz. I would like Byron Murphy back on the team. Matthew Ioannidis, I feel like we can replace, but let's see how much money we have. Probably like none. So I think we do have at least enough to get a lot of these players back on the roster. Quentin Nelson is not interested in signing. I'm going to franchise tag him, but I'm going to save that for the end. Let's see if we can get Saquon back on the team. We can. Okay, so we have our star running back back on the roster again. Mitchell Schwartz, I really badly want back. I'm going to have to give him a decent bit of money because players asking for one-year contracts almost always decline. He's going to decline there, even though I raised that quite a bit. Byron Murphy, I'll give a contract to as well. He wants to play for a new team. Okay, so we can't get like anyone back on the team. Kind of frustrating, but we are going to franchise tag Quentin Nelson. That is for certain. And then we will try to get Mitchell Schwartz and Byron Murphy back in free agency. Let's go ahead, hop into that week. We also could have potentially went after Matthew Ioannidis there, but I'm comfortable letting him go for now. Maybe we can land somebody else here in free agency. But let's see if we can at least get back Mitchell Schwartz and Byron Murphy. So Mitchell Schwartz is the top free agent, and then Byron Murphy is getting a decent bit of offers as well. Devin White is in free agency. He'd be really good. But let's see if we can get Schwartz and Murphy. We did not get Byron Murphy or Mitchell Schwartz. No. I needed those guys on the team so badly. All right, well, I guess let's try to find some other players to go after to replace those guys. All right, let's advance one more week. Let's see if we got the 3 players I went after. We got Trey Herndon, we got Chandler Jones, and we got Villanueva. Okay, so at least we can have a decent roster for this next season, but let's go straight to the draft now. All right, I'm going to do my best to trade up here in the draft. I just took a look at the draft board. There's one pretty good-looking cornerback I would like to take. And I don't know how far I'm going to have to trade up in order to get him, but I'll trade up to number 1 if I'm able to. I am going to be trading up here to pick number 4 to try to get this one cornerback in this class. So I just gave them the one linebacker we drafted a little while ago. We definitely don't need him on the team anymore. Let's go to pick number 4. This guy looks like the best corner in this entire class. Jalen Jackson, early first-round talent. I will be selecting him with this draft pick. He is a 76 with normal. Sadly, though, no hidden development or anything like that. He's a pretty good player. He will start this season, but I was really hoping for some hidden development right there. All right, so we're not going to really be able to land any offensive linemen here in the second round. There's a defensive tackle who skipped the combine. Very tempted to take him. There's another cornerback there who has a 7.0 combine. I'm going to take a shot in the dark on this guy. Are you any good? 73 with normal. You're actually very good. Rank number 29, took him at number 43. Really good athlete here. 90 speed, 94 acceleration, 90 agility. Now here in the third round, there was a defensive tackle who skipped the combine. I'm going to go ahead and select him if he is still here. That guy is still available. Why not go with Shaquem Proctor? He's a 70 with normal. All right, not a bad draft pick for where we selected him. So we took 3 pretty decent looking players in this draft. The bottom 3 guys by the computer weren't great, but I've definitely seen a lot worse. Let's see who the best player in this entire class was, though. There's a 79 overall right outside linebacker, Juan Pleasant. This guy looks insane. 85 speed, a 92 acceleration, 83 finesse moves, 75 block shed. Wow, that is a good player. Okay. If we didn't bring back Chandler Jones, I would have probably drafted that guy. I'm sure I would have looked at him if we didn't already have good outside linebackers. But okay, pretty good looking draft class. I don't think we did too poorly, but we didn't really need any of those players. Like, that corner, I guess, will start, but he's not going to do super well. Let's just hop right into the team overview. It's pretty much a similar team to last year. We just lost a couple players. We do need a new right guard. I think Jones can probably play there fine. This guy has star development, so like he would probably develop quite well, but we're going to move Josh Jones to right guard. Also, Alejandro Villanueva made the switch to right tackle. He was playing there, but I actually changed his position now, so he is listed at right tackle. This offense should still do perfectly fine this season. Hopefully Kyler Murray can limit his interceptions a little bit. And then defensively, we lost Matthew Ioannidis, so I probably could have taken a defensive end. I kind of forgot we lost him, but I think Fotu can play pretty well down there. I'm not too worried about it. Drake and Hightower are both pretty good. The defense definitely got a bit worse, but it's still not a bad group. We still have a ton of superstars, a couple X factors as well. I do think this team can still make the playoffs, just hopefully Sim goes our way. Okay, so we snuck into the playoffs, going 8-8. I will take it, though. I don't really care how I make the playoffs, as long as we are in the postseason. 10-6 for the Seahawks, 7-8-1 for the Rams, 6-9-1 for the 49ers. Kyler Murray, not many touchdowns. Actually, a really bad season. Kyler Murray hasn't been doing super well this rebuild. I kind of expected much bigger things from him. Saquon Barkley, not that good of a season either. What happened? Like, how did this team make the playoffs? Not a bad year for Saquon, but like, it's really strange. I feel like we didn't give him the ball too much. Receiving, DeAndre Hopkins still having a great year. Christian Kirk over 1,000 yards as well. The tight end, 6 touchdowns, not too bad. Blocking was actually still pretty solid. I will take it. Defensively, we have 130 tackles for Fred Warner. 16 tackles for loss for Ricky Hightower. Not much pressure. I have no idea how this team went 8-8, to be honest. 2 picks for Rosenthal, Trey Herndon, and J.C. Jackson. 1 for Isaiah Simmons and Monte Peel. We have no touchdowns. We have 1 safety for Jamal Adams, 2 blocked kicks for Fotu, and then 1 for Monte Peel. All right, so we were 9th somehow in offense. I don't know how that offense was top 10, but whatever, I'll take it. And then 11th on defense. Once again, I don't really know how. Aaron Rodgers is going to win MVP. This is the first time that Kyler Murray was not in this list, but he definitely did not deserve to be. Nobody from the Cardinals on Offensive Rookie of the Year either. Defensive Player of the Year is Aaron Donald, Fred Warner at number 3. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Mario Lawson. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jawan Porter. We have Jalen Jackson there at number 7. That was the cornerback we selected. I kind of feel like we're just going to be like once and done in the playoffs here. But let's go ahead, upgrade the team. We only have 2 upgrade points, but I'll auto-upgrade those 2 guys. I'm not going to bother with the coach experience because I already have most of the packages anyway. Let's see what the Falcons overall is. They're an 81. We are far better. Let's see if we can take them down. I mean, the Falcons are typically pretty good in the postseason in Madden, so let's see what happens here. We are going to win that game. Okay, so not too bad. Moving on to the divisional round. The Packers are an 84. Another team that is very, very hard to beat in the postseason. Let's go ahead, go to the conference championship. Let's see if we're in it. We actually are. 17-14. We're going to beat the Packers. Now we have to go up against the Dallas Cowboys. We are still a higher overall team than them. Let's go straight ahead, advance by, go straight to the Super Bowl. Let's see if an 8-8 team can make it. It's going to be either that or a 9-7 team, and it's going to be the 9-7 team. A Texas Super Bowl here. Let's advance by, see who's going to win. The winner is going to be the Cowboys, 31-24. All right, well, let's just quickly go over the development trade upgrades of this team. I kind of actually doubt there's going to be any. Yeah, so at least on the offense, there are no development trade upgrades. And then defensively, Fred Warner is actually up. Okay, didn't entirely expect that. I don't think anyone else is up in development trade, though. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.